Hello and welcome back to Money is Blind podcast. I am your host, Prasoon, and this is the sixth episode of this podcast, and I'm doing it on the 2nd of December 2022, and it's been almost like 30 minutes since I've been trying to get this voiceover work in my earpods, as I had done the recording for the previous 5 episodes, but for some reason it is not working like that, and so you can hear the voiceover. Hear that? Yeah, that's my Mac, the Mac that I have been talking about in this podcast in the last, I think it was in the second or third episode that I mentioned it. So voiceover is now loud and clear because I tried to dim it so that you won't be able to hear the voiceover commands and all, but my earpods, when I plug it in, it becomes the default connection all of a sudden, and that has not happened in the last 5 days. I don't know why. So instead of wasting any more time on figuring that out, I thought, why don't I do an episode where I can use the Samsung Q2U microphone that I'm using right now and ignore voiceover commands, because initially I thought I would do an episode on how much money you need to make. I had written an episode, or I must say I had written a script on that topic, and I had opened it in my pages document, but it was then that this weird problem popped up, and so I had to change my mind. So now I am not going to use the script, and in this episode we will be talking about hiring a personal assistant. Yeah. So one of the first thing that I did when I was trying to build my businesses online was to hire a personal assistant. Now I think it is oh my god. Sorry about that. I hope this is getting recorded because the MacBook went into sleep mode, and now it is in the login page prompting me to log in. So I'm not going to do that. I hope the recording is going on. So it is now, Shamnaz is my current personal assistant. He is like, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth personal assistant in the last 5 years. So that's an average of one personal assistant every year. So why I went for a personal assistant? Because as you might have guessed, I have limitations. I am not able to do all the things all by myself. I need support, and I need a person who is always with me when I'm working, not in my house, but when I'm working in the office. Yeah. So initially I hired a guy. I'm not going to name my other personal assistants here. So he was a sound engineer, but he stuck with me for like just under a month. Yeah, that's all. It was back in 2019, and then one of my family friends and a neighbor of my uncle, he joined in as my personal assistant, and he stayed for almost 14 months. And after that, I changed my personal assistant 2 more times. So why do I need a personal assistant? as I mentioned earlier, there are certain things for which uh, if I do by myself, it takes a hell lot of time and I don't wasting time. So according to me, time is the most valuable thing and I don't like wasting it. Even if I have to pay on an hourly or a daily basis to my personal assistant and other employees who are working for my businesses. But that's how, that's what I believe. So, where can you find your personal assistant? I found most of my personal assistants through Indeed.com. Indeed is a job portal where you can upload your resume and find employees or talents in your location. I have been lucky to find some good personal assistants, and it's not that they just get bored or anything, but they eventually, after about 1.5 years, they move on because all the personal assistants that I had hired were all in their 20s and all of them were young. They were just learning their trade, and yeah, they needed to move on, and so I didn't compel them to stick on. And yeah, so apart from Indeed, you can also search in your friends and family circle. If it is someone who you know personally, that will be better. I had two such personal assistants who came from my acquaintances. One, yeah, initially I told you, he was a neighbor of my uncle, and he stuck with me for about 14 months. And now, Shamnaz, he's also an acquaintance. I haven't uh, interviewed him, but he's been with me for the last 3-4 months now. So in the first week, training my personal assistants is a bit of a challenge. So what I've done is I have made systems after reading the book Systemology. It's a very useful book. You should read it. I first found about systems when I read The E-Myth Revisited by uh, what was his name? Gilbert. I don't remember. So that was an excellent book. I read it 2 times. It tells story of a lady who had a baking house, but she was working hard. She had started it in order to quit her job and to create a business, but eventually she finds out that she was trapped inside her own business, and she was not making money as she had expected initially. So then this guy steps in, the author of the book, and he teaches her how to build systems, how to build a business from scratch, and how to outsource tasks, how to outsource everything. It's more or less like a promotion of a franchisee model of a business. In that book, he talks extensively about McDonald's, how every MacD has the same taste and the same size and the same recipe all over the world, even if the franchisee is started by different persons in different geographic parts of the world. So that's the importance of training employees. I also written down, I scripted the role. That's my iPhone, and it's just announced the time as 11:25 p.m. when I got a message. And yeah, so I written down the systems, the roles and responsibilities of a personal assistant. It's the same script that I used to used as a job description to hire my personal assistant in Indeed and other job portals. And I have elaborated on each roles and responsibilities and made some of the roles and responsibilities into a small video, a screen capture video, and the others are all written down with links where and how to do it. So right now my personal assistant has to shoot the video, help me shoot the video with me for dofoodie.com for the YouTube videos. Then he edits it, he organizes the files, he attends the calls, he attends my personal files, and he manages the office computer. He also drives my car, and that's how I commute from my home to my office. So there are lots of benefits if you hire a personal assistant, because when you are trapped inside the house, you think you might not be able to do anything because of your vision. But believe me, you should get out, you should go outside, explore the world, and if you need help, you shouldn't hesitate to get it. Yeah. Uh, what else do I need to talk about my personal assistant? The qualities that I look for when I hire my personal assistant are honesty, integrity, communication skills, language skills. They should be able to type. They should know English keyboard by hand, and if they know Malayalam, that's better. That's a bonus point. If they know other soft skills like Photoshop or video editing, that's also better. One of the main works my personal assistant has to do is video editing, because uh, it takes a bit more time than expected. So after shooting the video, it takes like almost 2 to 3 hours to get the video edited and all. Initially, when I complete recording of the video, it's like a 30 minutes clip, 30 to 40 minutes, yeah. And after editing it, it is almost like 12 to 13 minutes. I'm not sure what's happening to my sound. It's never happened in the last 5 episodes. I would like to hear how I sound like when my sound has changed. Does that sound weird? Yeah, I used sound. I used the word sound too many times, right? That's okay. So those are some of the qualities that I look for in my personal assistant when I hire the personal assistant. What else? They should know how to drive a four-wheeler. Yeah, that's a minimum. None of the personal assistants that I hired knew video editing, and all of them learned it within a week. So video editing is not a huge deal. We use the Shortcut app. It's an open source free software. It's available for both Windows and MacBook, but I don't use Shortcut in my MacBook. We edit videos only on Windows laptops or computers. So it's a great software. It has many tutorials, and even in Malayalam language, I've seen many tutorial videos and walkthrough videos in YouTube and all over the web. So it's not that hard to train your personal assistant on how to do video editing and all. It's an important skill. Shamnas has also been helping me edit the podcast. The first 5 episodes I recorded, they are being edited whenever I get time. So I haven't scheduled a separate time in my week calendar for podcast editing. I think I need to schedule it, but let me first see and observe how this thing goes. It's the 6th day in a row, and So far, it's been good. So, what else about the personal assistant? What are the benefits? You can, first benefit is that you can save a lot of time. You can outsource so many tasks, but you need to know how to train them. The communication between you and your personal assistant should be proper. For that, you need to know how to communicate effectively. Uh, I'm trying to learn that too. There are many, many soft skills that you need to know, my friend, when you're trying to build a business. So, communication is one of them. I've read many books on communication. The books that I read is the topic for another episode. So, do follow so that you don't miss that episode when it gets published. Alright, if you want a list of all the books that I read in the past 3 or 4 years using Audible, you can download it as a PDF. I will leave a link to that file in the show notes. And if you haven't heard about Audible, it's a game changer. It is. It has been like my mentor, my teacher, my business guru, my business coach for the last 2 or 3 years. All sorts of information that I gain for my business, even um, developing skills I do because of Audible. I have a paid membership. It is one of the most valuable assets that purchases that I have made. All the audiobooks are there in my Audible app, my computers, and it's accessible everywhere. Even in Alexa, whenever I'm working out, I just need to say, "Hey Alexa, what's the time now?"
It's 11:35 p.m.
Okay. Alexa, open Audible.
Getting your selection from Audible. Resuming expert secrets.
Alexa, stop. That was Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. That's the book that I'm reading right now. It's the book, I think this is the third time that I'm reading that book because now I'm focusing on a bit more on marketing and how to bring in more customers for Dough Foodie, and we are exploring different channels. So, if you ask me the three books uh, that every entrepreneur should read, every online business entrepreneur should read, I recommend all the three books by Russell Brunson. It's been very, very helpful for me. He has done a tremendous job in writing down that those three books, as it's been like a guide for me. Yeah, we'll talk about the books in another episode. Coming back to the personal assistant, you can save a lot of time. You will have to pay them salary. But it will be worth it because you don't have another option. Otherwise, you will have to depend on your family member, your wife, your husband, your friend. But it might work for 1 or 2 days, but not forever. So that's why I highly, highly suggest and recommend you to hire a personal assistant. Find the right guy or girl, whichever gender that you are comfortable with, please do it. And find a person whom you are comfortable working with for almost 8 hours a day, and you will see the changes coming into your life. If you want to see the job description of my personal assistant, you can go. No, it's not in Indeed right now. I will leave it as a PDF. You can download that also in the show notes. All right. Yeah. Mm. The qualities, the educational qualification, it actually doesn't matter. Educational qualities doesn't matter. Qualities does. Why I say like that? Because there might be the qualifications, the skills that your personal assistant needs might differ according to the niche in which you are going to build your business. So if it's an online business, video editing, marketing, digital marketing, Photoshop, image editing, and copywriting, all those kind of skills, communication, those would be very, very, very helpful for you, because it's another brain that is working for you when they are with you. Think about it. And labor in India, in my country, is actually very cheap. I know how I know the rates of hiring a personal assistant in US and other European countries is a bit high. But if you are going for an online business, then why don't you try a virtual assistant? You can hire a virtual assistant from any of the third world countries, including my country, and Philippines, Singapore. There are so many countries and so many softwares who are doing this. You can try Fiverr, you can try freelance.com, you can try Upworks. There's so many Indian startups who are providing virtual assistants to all over the world. To whoever is seeking them, you will get it. But for a blind person, I don't know. But you might be able to find it. You don't need to specify that you are searching for a personal assistant who needs to work with a blind person. But during the interview, you can. So how do I do the interview? I first shortlist all the applicants, and I send them emails. They should know how to open, read, and write, compose emails. And also, I do not choose a shortlist applicants who don't respond to my emails. So after that, I have their number, I call them, I schedule a phone interview, and after a first round of phone interview, I make another shortlist, and then I personally invite them for a coffee to have a face-to-face interview, so that I can learn a bit more about them. It takes a month, so don't expect to hire a personal assistant in 1 week or 1 day. It never happens. It takes a minimum of 1 month to find the right guy for you. Yeah. So plan it and work it out. And after the face-to-face interview, I decide on one or two candidates, and then I take the opinion from my wife, from my friends, and eventually it's my gut instinct which I believe the most, and I give them an appointment letter. And all the personal assistants that I hired have been through Dofody. So I think I covered almost everything. If there is anything else that you need to know about why you should hire a personal assistant or how you need to do it, you can contact me. Just log into www.moneyisblind.com and you will find the contact form. Yeah, that's it. It's been a lengthy episode. Now I have to wake up my MacBook again. So before I say no, there's another idea. I can switch off the microphone using its toggle button. Yeah. So where are we? Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. You guys dream big. Try to find out your niche. Build an online business. And chase your dreams. So thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.